What's up, everyone? Welcome to another episode of Sports Card Madness. I'm Nick, and I'm here with LZ, and this is a special one, almost a halftime report of the National. LZ is on the ground in his hotel right now, about to head out for another day, and we figured we catch up and recap everything we saw so far. So, LZ, how's it going? How's the energy down there?
Well, this is great, Nick. This is like an on location pod. This is the first time we've done one of these, so I'm excited. Yeah, I'm sitting in the lobby. Uh, Tons of people at this hotel, so I am about 20 minutes away in the city, which I know a lot
Right.
of people are doing. But a lot of people in this hotel, they're wearing badges, they're rolling around with their Zion cases and
Yeah.
lots of stuff going on right now. Energy is really high, really high for the show. It was a great first couple days. It really was. Uh, First off, just meeting people, which I think is like check number one that we
Yeah.
spoke about, Nick, is the one things that we wanted to do was make sure that we meet some people in the hobby that we've been talking to for a while. So that was awesome. Um, but the floor, it's if anybody has been to a big trade show for whatever vocation you do, whether it's in finance or technology, and you go around those big ones, and there are booths everywhere, and it's loud, and people are talking, and people are making moves and handing out swag and all that. That is what this is. But I would probably say it's 2x from what you're used to, or maybe even 3x from what
Yeah.
you're used to. I'm in the tech industry. I'm used to these big ones, but this is a big show, Nick. This is
Yeah.
big. It's
Yeah,
big.
your son. So you're
Yeah.
there with your son, Tyler. And I saw, well, I talked to both of you, but Tyler said that this literally blows away anything he's done in Massachusetts. So I'm like, yeah, no kidding, buddy. But
Yeah, it is.
just from the videos you took, it looks like it's like three or four football fields worth of stuff, you know?
Yeah.
It really seems
Yeah,
that
that's
way.
a mhm. That's a good way to put it. Here's the thing, right? We talk a lot about how there are some big Massachusetts shows. We talk about the Shriner show, and there's a few other big ones that we've been going to lately, and those shows are like 400 tables.
Yeah.
I think I read yesterday that the National is only around like six something. I say only 600 and something tables is a lot
Right.
of actually I don't
But
think it's tables. I think
that
it's
doesn't count the
sellers.
vendors. You know, you get Probstein
No, that's
auctions.
what I
Yeah.
yeah, that's what I was getting to. So what you're going to get with this show is everything else.
Right.
You're going to get a massive in the back. There is a massive like breakers section, which we had on our YouTube channel. We showed that thing off, and
That
there is
thing
a
was nuts,
massive
by the way. That was
screen.
nuts.
Yeah, that
Like
screen. Yeah.
I
So
couldn't even.
that's what you're gonna get.
Yeah, that was crazy. It was
Yeah,
like an individual screen of every break going on, and it was like 50 by 2000. You know, like in terms of
yeah.
screens or whatever. It was so cool to see for
It was
sure.
almost, you know what it reminded me of? It reminded me of the movie Ready Player One.
Oh
I feel
God.
like there is a scene in Ready Player One where they're showing like live, like everybody in that kind of virtual reality universe on a screen at once.
Yeah, it's
That's what
like
it
that.
felt like. Like it was
Or
a
like
lot of breakers.
The COVID basketball games that we used to watch, right? Where it's everybody's face was on the screen in the oh man,
There you
that's
go.
funny.
Yeah, it was like that. So you're gonna get that. You're gonna get that. You're gonna get Golden, who's there with their showing off all their great stuff. You're gonna get Heritage, who's there showing all their great stuff. Like all the big auction houses are there.
So
eBay's there doing some cool stuff. So yeah, I'm sure we'll get into all this, but you're getting the tables and then some
and then
is what
some,
it
and
is.
then some.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh man,
Hmm.
I have so much FOMO. I will be there next year, I promise. We'll have like a private
Yeah,
party or something. Um,
absolutely.
so yeah, it's wild, like just seeing what you got to do yesterday. The thing that was most interesting to me was we've been talking about these PSA 1010 Jordans for 2 or 3 months now, and I was kind of stunned. You were just casually like, "Oh yeah, I spent some time with the Jordans." I'm like, "What?" And then I looked at the
Yeah.
footage when I'm like putting together the video, and it must have been. What was it like to see those in person?
It's kind of surreal. It's gonna sound corny, but it really was surreal. Like looking back, I might have to go back there today because when I did it a few days ago, and I recorded it. Like I was doing it for the show, right? So I was like, all right, let's get some good footage and let's look at it all. And now I feel like I didn't take it in enough, Nick.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I'm gonna go back today and like spend some time with those
It's
cards.
like going
But
to
when
an
I
art
go,
museum, you know?
yeah,
You
yeah,
go to New York City and it's rushed and you see the Van Gogh and then you're like, I didn't get enough time with the Van Gogh. It's like the
yeah,
same
didn't
thing.
get enough time. The only problem is, Nick, today when I go, there's
A lot
gonna
of
be a
people.
thousand people in that section.
I know you
So
really had your chance.
we were insanely lucky. We went and it was just me and Tyler and the security guard, and we asked him, "Hey, do you mind if we record in here?" And he's like, "Sure, go right ahead." There was a big security guard around those, a big dude. He almost seemed like he was like an ex-Secret Service or FBI type guy. Um,
Right.
but
Right.
yeah, we spent some time. It was amazing,
Did
very
the
cool.
so everybody on our channel is bitching
Yeah,
about the autographs.
yeah.
Like autograph junkies. How did they look in person and be honest?
Um, Honestly, I would have liked them to be in a finer point Sharpie.
All
I
right.
would have.
I was just
I
curious.
would, which is interesting for me because anybody who watches my content, when I get a 1986 Fleer autograph, when it's like a big, thick Sharpie, I'm like, oh, this is great. It's a big, bold signature. I think it might be the way Jordan's photo is. It's just like too dark
It's dark. Yeah.
and it just it could be better. But for those that are still questioning it, and I did reply to a few comments on our YouTube channel. PSA magazine came out. I just got it in the mail 2 days ago. I read it on the plane on the way here, and they have a whole article about these Jordans and a whole article about the collector who
Yeah.
set this whole thing up, the entire story. He went to Jordan's people with a few options for pens and Sharpies, and Jordan's team chose that one
Oof.
because he felt the most comfortable signing. And from the collector's point of view, he wanted to get 10 10s. So if Jordan's more comfortable with a particular pen and you're looking to get 10 10s, then you say, yes, MJ, use whatever you are the most comfortable with.
Now, where did you hear that he turned down $100 million offer for these cards?
Ooh, I that was like all over
Was the buzz?
Instagram and a
Yeah.
few podcasts like a couple weeks ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
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 I think that's nuts, but okay.
Yeah, I'll sniff around. I'll sniff around.
Here's
Well,
the
did
thing
you read
about,
this?
oh, go ahead.
Did you read this? Did you read the story yet in the magazine?
I haven't gotten my magazine yet. Now I'm
No. All
pissed.
right.
It's probably going to be in the mailbox today.
All right. So it's worth a read. Shout out to PSA magazine. It really was. It was a good article.
Yeah.
It talks about like this wasn't just an investment for this guy. This guy has like a very heartwarming story about how much like Michael Jordan and Michael Jordan's like brand means to him, and it goes back to like when he was a child.
Wow.
So yeah, I mean, $100 million is a lot of money, Nick, but I almost wonder if this is just like a no. He's been working towards this his entire life. When you're working
Interesting.
towards something your entire life, you're not going to sell it after 2 weeks.
And we're hearing that MJ did this. I'm hearing everything from he did it for free, or he did it for millions, or he lost a bet.
Yeah.
And it's just wild. I don't think this guy is going to remain anonymous. I think it's impossible.
Mm.
I'd say within
So
a few months, we can find out.
here's the thing. In the article, it claims that he has or had 30 PSA 10 Jordans. This guy owned 30 PSA 10 Jordans. And we know one person,
A former guest of
least
the pod.
we do. We do. And I think we've already reached out
Yeah,
and
I mean,
confirmed and it's been denied.
this is public. It's
But
totally fine. So we talked to, we've had Probstein on, and I talked to his managing director, who we're going to try to connect with at the show and dive a little deeper. And he swears it's not Rick.
yeah,
So
I
we'll
think if you
see.
read the story, you will also think that it's not Rick because I don't think Rick has this obsession with MJ. Like we've met Rick, we've talked to him a few times.
Right.
Like I don't think he's obsessed with MJ like
And
this
David
guy
also
is.
said, if you read the article, this person grew up differently than Rick as well, from
He
the
did.
descriptions and the location and everything.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's easy to say, oh, it's Rick. He's got so many, but apparently somebody else does too. And
Someone else
we're
has
going to
30.
find out who
Nick,
it
so
is.
that's crazy. Like
Right.
we know Rick has what 32. This guy has 30. Like, are you kidding me? These two people combined have 60 plus PSA 10 Jordans. That's insane.
Woo, 150K a
Yeah.
pop.
Yeah.
Never mind the 1010s. It'll be interesting to
Yeah.
see. All right.
Hmm.
I mean, yeah, we're Jordan guys and autograph guys, so we had to
Yeah.
dwell on that for a minute. But
Sure.
I,
Yeah.
yeah, just some other cool stuff. So we're going to be interviewing kind of the head of Whatnot, the head of category expansion,
Hmm.
and like a really professional interview setting. I was kind of curious. You went to their like VIP party last night, and it was actually your son's birthday too, which is pretty dope.
It
And
was.
how was the party? You had like what,
It,
unlimited games or something like that?
yeah, it was cool. So Tyler turned 16 on Wednesday, and the party was perfect for him. I mean, it was at Dave and Buster's. Whatnot put it on. I invited all of their sellers. I think they invited me. Yeah, I mean that's why we were invited. Partly because we're going to be interviewing them today. But it was cool. It was unlimited. It was a really cool party. Unlimited food, drinks, games. So imagine a 16-year-old with a card that allowed him to play unlimited games, right? Like we
Boom.
were we were going nuts. We were going nuts. And there was a lot of people. There was a lot of people at the party having a good time. Um, Trying to think of who was there with t-shirt wise. Definitely saw Backyard Breaks rolled
Mm.
deep into that party. There was
Oh,
probably at least 20 of them, all
wow,
with their
that's a
black
big
t-shirts.
that's a big
Yeah,
operation.
yeah. Yep, that was probably the only. I think that was like the only one that
Okay,
wore t-shirts. So that was the only one that I could tell. A couple kind of content creators I saw there too. But yeah, it was a good time, man. It was kudos to Whatnot. It was a really good time. I know
awesome.
everybody had a blast. Yeah,
Sweet.
yeah, it was
And
cool.
then today, what's on the docket? Like
Oh
who are you hoping
boy.
to bump into today, connect with? I know Gary
Oh,
Vee's been floating around. It seems like he's
yeah.
actually based on Instagram, it seems like he's been pretty accessible. And some others as
Yeah.
well. So
Yeah, we're gonna try to hunt down Gary today. I definitely want to go talk to Golden as well. We had Dave on the show very
right.
early on when we started our show. So
Yeah, he
he's
was
kind
like
of one of
our
our OG.
third episode, fourth
Yeah.
episode. Yeah.
Yeah, one of our OG guests. Already been connecting with Dave. I'm gonna try to get over there and see him, if not today, tomorrow. See what's going on with Golden because we unfortunately we haven't made it over to that booth yet.
Yeah.
So I don't even know, which is cool. It'll be a surprise to everybody. I don't know what's going on over at the booth. I'm sure they got some good stuff. I would like to actually tour the Heritage booth. We
Ooh.
talked about it on our YouTube, our YouTube. I think it was yesterday. That they have some really, really crazy items there. Like
Is
we're
that the
talking
Power Ranger
iconic.
thing that I'm seeing?
Yep, yep. They have the Power Ranger suits,
So
the
these are
original Power Ranger
full
suits.
figure
Yep.
just for those on audio. I mean, I'll try to flash a picture here if I can grab one for the YouTube audience, but basically it's like these pods and it has the full like the pink Power Ranger mannequin and it looks just so badass and it's all of them lined up in like a row
Yeah.
and it just looks legit. Like it's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, it's sweet. I think the more impressive one, because I mean, yeah, Power Rangers is cool, right? We kind of grew up. We're a little bit older for Power Rangers, Nick, but we kind of know what it's about. They have the Wizard of Oz. They have
Oh,
the
okay.
ruby red slippers from the Wizard of Oz. Like, are you kidding me?
Wow.
Like that might be top five iconic items in movie history. Is the ruby red
Pop
slippers?
culture.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, and then
Smart.
they had a ton of jerseys. We blew by it real quick, but I want to say they had like a Jackie Robinson jersey in there that I want to go check out. And we're going to record a ton for the audience. So I want to get over there. And then there's a lot. I just want to hang in the breakers area for a while,
Yeah,
and just
just
see the
watch.
madness that goes on in there. And everything we're doing, we're going to record. So there'll be that. And anybody who's listening, if you see me or Tyler walking around, please come up and say hello.
Right.
So definitely, because we want to meet a lot of people.
Yeah, I want to
So yeah, I
reiterate
think
too. Oh,
yeah.
sorry. Um,
No, that's it. Yeah.
yeah, just for those who might only be listening on audio, we are pumping this stuff through the YouTube channel. So you are missing out if you're not on there. So every single day, we're doing like a day one video, day two video, day three video, just summarizing everything. The interviews are going to be on there. They won't be on audio. So make sure you check it out. Also, LZ and I will be doing IG lives every day randomly at some point. So stay tuned on Instagram as well.
Yeah. Yeah, we're gonna try. I mean, ideally, I think it was yesterday, Nick, we did an IG live in the Ludex VIP
Yeah, it
lounge.
was like
So
midday.
shout out to Ludex. That
Mm.
lounge is beautiful. It's great. They're giving us access to it. Brian, the CEO and founder, is an awesome guy, and it's a cool setup there. There is going to be trade nights, a few of those coming up. And when you're in the Ludex Lounge for trade nights, it's even a more special environment. It's a
Oh,
little
right. Yeah.
quieter.
That'll be
So
interesting to see. So we've given away a couple of these
we
wristbands.
have,
So there's the
yep,
trade night VIP area, but then there's like the next level trade night, like the secret room where
yeah,
you need a wristband to get in. We don't even know, and we've worked with Ludex, like, to help promote this. They won't even tell us like what's happening in those rooms. So I'm really curious, like, when you actually go, like, what's going on in there? You know what I
yeah.
mean?
Yeah, I've heard that players and celebrities are going to be in there. So if a
Right,
player
right.
shows up tonight at trade night, he's going into the
We
lounge.
do
He or
know
she.
Brian Urlacher is formally going to be involved. I do know that they
Yep.
made an announcement there. So who
Yep.
knows? You could be just trading with Brian Urlacher.
Hmm.
But I am sure he's not the only one, and I'm sure it's going to expand beyond sports as well. There's all kinds of
Yes,
rumors, man. It's great. Must
there
be
is.
fun
The
being on the
rumors are
ground here in the
flying.
buzz. Where's
Yeah.
Ruben going to show up? When is he going to show up?
Yeah, I think he'll be here at some point. I
Yeah.
think he will. They get a big booth, Fanatics. Yeah, so Urlacher, Bo Jackson's going to be at a booth too, I saw. So we'll have to try to see
Ooh.
that. And then Nick,
Bring
we didn't
a
even talk.
slightly broken wooden bat over to him and be like, "Hey, Bo,
I'm
can you still do
gonna t
this?"
I'm gonna take a chair in the lobby here and crack one of the legs off. Bring it in. Yeah.
I bet he
Um,
still could.
but the autograph, TriStar autograph section, we didn't even talk about
Oh,
that.
I know. I
So
forgot about that.
we're gonna get that's been pumping. So we'll get over there, do some content there as well.
Yeah, yeah, we're gonna try to
Yeah.
get some athletes. And again, for those on audio, the athlete interviews will be on YouTube that we do. Hopefully just like 3 to 5 minute. We're not gonna ask the
Hmm.
boring stuff everybody asks them. We got some like interesting questions, so it should be
Yeah,
fun.
absolutely. Yep. Yeah. Nick, are you seeing anything that I'm not seeing being home?
It's funny.
What's the themes?
It's still so early in the show. I mean, one of the
Yeah.
mega themes everywhere is those Jordans, right? That
Okay.
seems to be 80% of the buzz that these have
Yep.
finally been released into the wild. I don't think anybody expected to be able to be like 5 inches from them with just a piece of
Hmm.
glass. So that's pretty amazing and an awesome surprise. I think the Heritage booth is making waves. So those Power Rangers, that
Yeah.
was very effective.
Hmm.
Shout out to some other people who've done clever things like Card Collector 2. He's got this like claw machine with his branding all over it, and you can get like cards and stuff like that. And that's
Okay.
just smart. If you guys are setting up at a trade show and spending a grand on a table, it's worth having like these stoppers, these show
Yeah.
stoppers. So
You need some
that's been.
sizzle.
Yeah, I
You need
haven't heard
sizzle.
much.
Yeah.
There hasn't been much athlete buzz yet or any TriStar stuff. But again, it was just the first day, and I think it was a short day. Today's when, like it's really going to start to happen. So,
There's another one that I've saw that we're gonna try to go to the booth. Memory Lane Collectibles. It might be. I don't know. I
uh-huh.
gotta look it up. It's something like Memory Lane, but they have like a hardcore encapsulated TTO T206
Oh, sweet.
and a Mickey Mantle that you can actually touch and hold. It's like super thick, so like
I've
even if you
seen
drop it,
those.
nothing's gonna
I've
happen.
seen those. They're in these massive,
Yeah, like a phone
like
book.
8x11 like plaques.
Yeah,
Who did that? Yeah, Talon, who's like the official videographer of the National. He
yeah.
did a video and it's like, which one would
Hmm.
you rather have? I think it's like an 8.5 PSA 52 mantle, which was like, okay, $5 million
Yeah,
card. And then
yeah.
I don't know what grade or what slab the T206 was. It doesn't matter. It's only like 50 in the
Yeah.
world.
No, who
But yeah,
cares?
like they were just like,
Yeah.
he was just like waving them around, like, woo, look at
Yeah.
me. Like,
Yeah.
it's pretty wild. So yeah, it'd be
That's
good to
great.
go up there and like go see those and whatever.
Yep. Hmm.
Pretty sweet, man. Pretty
Yeah.
sweet. All right. Well, I think we wanted to keep this short because
Short.
you got to get off
I
to
do.
another day of the National. Just for the audience, again, every day on YouTube, we're going to be pumping up like a summary of the day and kind of standalone videos with the interviews. And then next Friday, the podcast will just recap everything post show. This is our little like halftime report. So pretty
There you
sweet.
go. All
All right.
right.
Well, good
All right,
luck.
everybody.
Stay hydrated, stay caffeinated. And I'm sure we're talking a lot today.
Will do. All
Thanks,
right. Bye,
everyone.
everybody.